Today, the name Jeffrey Epstein is once again echoing through the corridors of American power, law, and politics. But this time, the story is no longer limited to Epstein alone. Three names are now being spoken in the same breath: Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, and Kash Patel. The question gripping America is simple yet explosive. Has the full truth about Epstein ever been revealed, or was it buried to protect powerful people? And why is Kash Patel now suggesting that the system deliberately kept parts of the truth hidden from the American public? Jeffrey Epstein was once described as a wealthy financier with elite connections, but history will remember him as the central figure in one of the most disturbing sex trafficking scandals in modern American history. He was accused of exploiting underage girls and trafficking them to influential and powerful individuals. This was not a small or isolated crime. Epstein moved within elite circles, owned a private island, flew a private jet, and maintained contact with politicians, business leaders, and global influencers. His reach was vast, and his network raised uncomfortable questions about how such crimes could continue for so long without intervention. It is within this powerful social network that Donald Trump's name repeatedly surfaces. During the 1990s, as Trump and Epstein were seen in the same social circles, and footage and photographs from that era still circulate today. These images have been used repeatedly in political debates and media narratives. However, one fact remains legally clear: Donald Trump has never been charged or convicted in connection with the Epstein case. Trump has stated publicly that he severed ties with Epstein years before the scandal exploded and has described Epstein as a deeply problematic individual. Despite this, whenever Epstein files or documents are discussed, Trump's name trends across social media platforms. In American politics, Trump is a polarizing figure, and Epstein's case represents the perfect storm of power, secrecy, and scandal. For critics, even social proximity raises suspicion. For supporters, it represents yet another attempt to weaponize association rather than evidence. This is where Kash Patel enters the narrative. Kash Patel is not a fringe voice. He served in key national security and intelligence roles during the Trump administration and has been openly critical of what he describes as entrenched bureaucratic power within U.S. institutions. Patel has repeatedly accused federal agencies of withholding information and protecting elites under the guise of national security. In recent statements, Kash Patel reignited controversy by suggesting that crucial Epstein-related documents remain undisclosed. He implied that certain names were shielded from public scrutiny and that the full scope of Epstein's connections was never honestly presented to the American people. While Patel did not accuse Donald Trump or any specific individual, his comments were enough to ignite a political firestorm. Almost immediately, social media fused the names Trump, Epstein, and Kash Patel into a single narrative. Speculation intensified around what might be revealed if the Epstein files were fully unsealed. Would powerful political figures face consequences, or would the silence continue? Patel's broader argument is not about targeting one person, but about exposing a systemic failure. He has repeatedly questioned Epstein's death, officially ruled a suicide, pointing to security failures, malfunctioning cameras, and unexplained lapses in jail supervision. For Patel and many others, these details are not coincidences but red flags. Trump's supporters argue that Epstein's name is repeatedly used as a political weapon to undermine Trump without evidence. They point out that associations are not crimes and that no legal findings have linked Trump to Epstein's criminal actions. Critics counter that any connection to Epstein deserves scrutiny, regardless of legal outcomes. This divide has turned a criminal investigation into a full-scale political battleground. At the heart of the controversy lies a simple but powerful question: if no wrongdoing occurred, why are names still redacted? Why do sealed documents remain hidden? Kash Patel and others argue that transparency is the only path to restoring public trust. Without it, suspicion will continue to grow, and confidence in American institutions will continue to erode. The Epstein case has evolved beyond a criminal investigation. It has become a symbol of elite privilege, institutional secrecy, and the limits of accountability. For many Americans, the issue is no longer about Epstein himself, but about whether justice applies equally to everyone, regardless of power or wealth. Donald Trump calls the accusations and implications a political witch hunt. Kash Patel calls it institutional failure. The public sees